Hi, I'm Rob Davis, and I'm at the moment. We can usually find by understanding just the basic principle of birds of a feather flock together. So my career started by applying for the wrong job. I thought it was a creative position, and so I brought in my portfolio of my writing samples and my artwork and my demo from my band. And the interviewer said, "Okay, how are you at math? Because this is for media." So I ended up getting the position somehow, and I worked my way up through media. I did find there's a lot of creativity in media in terms of bringing new ideas, in terms of finding patterns in the data and kind of solving puzzles. Ended up working my way up at Leo Burnett into leading some of the world's biggest, most iconic brands. I ran the Kellogg account for many years, Airbnb, worked on Disney theme parks, worked on McDonald's. And ultimately, about 7 years ago, made the jump to Novus, where I'm now one of the principals there. And at the moment, I am helping forge the way in doing media at a hyper-local level in order to bring the lens of location to a lot of our great clients. Yeah, for Novus, a big part of what we're doing is bringing that lens of location to everything we do. So we buy media nationally as well as locally, but we always find that there's an interesting insight that we can usually find by understanding just the basic principle of birds of a feather flock together. And so at a hyper-local level, we understand there's certain clustering of different, people of certain socioeconomic status or people of like-mindedness. Likewise, in terms of how they consume media. And so we find those nuggets of truth, and we do that to drive better results for our clients. Goes without saying, the big trend at the moment is anything AI. And we use AI in a couple different ways. Certainly, it's really built into things like our bidding algorithms. We also use it for insight generation. So we leverage what we call a synthetic society to basically become a giant focus group to understand how consumers would respond to different types of media in different circumstances. And then lately, what we're doing is really helping our clients on the search side of things as search behaviors have rapidly changed, literally in just the last few months even, in terms of the traditional, go to Google, you get a response, you click through to a website or a set of little websites, and increasingly, there's this idea of zero click where you go into a ChatGPT or even Google's AI, you don't need to click, it gives you the answer right there. And so the way we think about what success looks like in an AI world in terms of searching brands really requires a pretty big shift in terms of how we measure it and how we plan for it. So my controversial opinion would be there's no such thing as national media. We get this a lot where clients, we profess that everything we do is through the lens of location. And that doesn't necessarily mean we only buy local media. We do buy national media, but the reality is consumers consume media at a local level. Wherever you're sitting in your home or you're sitting on the train, that is local to you. And so this idea of national media and there's inefficiencies of buying local is a myth. And we have really the math to prove it. No one wants to hear me sing, and I know this. I have evidence to prove. I was in a band for many years, and at one point the lead singer said, "Let's all do backups." And they gave me a microphone and I rehearsed, and I thought it sounded pretty good. And we spent weeks rehearsing, and then we got a gig. And I got up on stage, set up my own drummer, set up my drums, pulled over the boom mic to do backups. The singer came running over and said, "Whoa, what are you doing?" So I've been singing backups for weeks. And he said, "Oh, I thought you knew, Rob. We turned off your mic after that first rehearsal." The name of the band at the time was Prime Target. I don't know what this says about me, but I think the number one emoji is this guy. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Everything's crazy.